Thank you, Ms. Boebert. You're recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Commissioner Touton, yesterday Interior announced that it was temporarily withdrawing the draft SEIS on the Colorado River Basin's operations, which was published last month, so it can be fully analyzed, the effects of the Lower Basin State's proposal under NEPA. Is there an update on the timeline for analyzing this new proposal?
Thank you for the question, Congresswoman. So we will be suspending the comment period for the existing one. We'll look to this summer to analyze the proposal and then put that out for another comment period so that your constituents, tribal constituents in the states can see the effectiveness of the proposal and then move to finalizing that later this year.
Okay, great, thank you. And the 3 Lower Basin states' commitments to conserve 3 million acre-feet of water by 2026 is certainly encouraging, but we definitely need more analysis to ensure that this plan adequately protects Colorado, and the focus must remain on addressing the Lower Basin's continued overuse of the Colorado River water. Do you have current figures with you, or can you get them to me on how many total acre feet of water has been overused by the Lower Basin states? And can you elaborate on the challenge that this is?
We can follow up with figures for you, Congresswoman. I think across the basin there is an imbalance between supply and demand. And so we're working through that with our partners. The Lower Basin took a significant step forward in their consensus proposal, and that's exactly what the whole basin asked us to do, was analyze its effectiveness, which we will.
Okay. Well, in Colorado, we certainly have the supply. It just seems the demand is higher, especially when we are over allocating. So yes, I would love to follow up with you on those figures. And something that's very important to me, Commissioner Touton, the Arkansas Valley Conduit that will provide just an abundant supply of clean water for 50,000 people in southeastern Colorado. Now, this is a very important project which was authorized more than 60 years ago, as you know. I know this project is also a priority for Reclamation, but will you commit today to continuing to work with local stakeholders and work with me, please, to get the Arkansas Valley Conduit done as soon as possible?
I was so happy to be out in southeastern Colorado to celebrate the groundbreaking of the Boone Reach, and I'm absolutely committed to you, Congresswoman.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I would have loved to have joined you. Unfortunately, that was a House session day, so I was here in Washington, D.C., but there was certainly some joy to be had during that day.
Absolutely.
Now, Commissioner Touton, the Upper Colorado and San Juan basins endangered fish recovery programs provide ESA compliance for more than 2,500 water projects in Colorado, Utah, New Mexico, and Wyoming. And overall, these programs have been successful and are a priority for many of the stakeholders. Do you support the reauthorization of these programs?
We have seen the success of these programs, and so that is absolutely a program we support.
And this spring, you issued an environmental assessment for an experiment to address non-native smallmouth bass. The proposed action would have had significant negative impacts to the hydropower resource and the power grid. What was the estimated cost of the proposed action, and would there have been sufficient generation in the West to replace the generation that was proposed to be bypassed all summer?
We recognize that we needed to do additional analysis of its impact, including market analysis, and so that's why we've pulled back the environmental assessment. We're doing a full EIS process, and we're working with all the partners, the power users, and certainly our colleagues with Western.
Do you have a timeline on that?
We are looking at that over the next year, but let me follow up with a specific timeline.
Yes, thank you, Commissioner. And in the few seconds that I've left, and in your written testimony, you have a bullet point about renewable energy, but you go on to almost exclusively talk about hydropower, yet not all hydropower is officially recognized as renewable energy by the federal government. Do you support continuing to expand hydropower and officially recognizing it as a renewable energy source?
We are the second largest producer of hydropower, so we absolutely support the production of hydropower.
All right. Thank you so much, and I yield back.
Thank you,